The aim of this presentation is to explore the issue of energy sustainability and make some sense out of it. In a previous example, we looked at the issue of overconsumption by examining a wardrobe full of shoes owned by a consumer. The question that one was tempted to ask was whether that problem could be solved by simply forcing the consumer to cut down on the number of shoes she bought, which would essentially save energy and subsequently the environment. The irony is that when this lady buys so many shoes, more people actually get employed by the company that makes shoes. So there's a social benefit which is undeniable, but clearly comes at the expense of the environment. So when we talk about energy sustainability, we no longer give a blank check to just protecting the environment alone. We must conserve energy and protect the environment, but we must also promote social equity by employing more workers, as we have seen in the previous slide, and economic development by building more industries, create a stronger tax base, all at the same time. So we get caught up in what is called a trilemma, where we have to meet conflicting objectives to satisfy economic, social, and environmental objectives. It can be likened to the days of the pandemic, where governments initially had to lock up people in their residences, but after a while realized that if they stayed there too long, they could start starving because they were not earning an income. At the same time, the pandemic had not been declared over, so there was a balancing act which was a lesser evil. So the trilemma is the genesis of political ideology. The departure is groups of people will defend the workers. Other groups will defend investors, and other groups will defend the environment without compromise. So the development of a stable and affordable and environmentally sensitive system demands complex solutions. I liken to a kitchen full of a variety of ingredients that requires an experienced chef to create a cuisine out of a balance of different flavors. There is no single silver bullet. The World Energy Council has created what it calls Sustainability Index, which quantifies how a specific country manages to balance the trilemma. The performance index is the country's ability to provide ultimately a secure, affordable, and environmentally sustainable energy system. As you can see, the trilemma should be balanced equilateral triangle, but depending on the socio-political context, it's gets skewed in one direction or another. The tool, one of the most important tools in addressing this issue, is called integrated resource planning. Essentially, it balances a portfolio of supply and demand resources against socio-economic and political imperatives. It's a balancing act of identifying the cleanest resources to meet economic and social goals, essentially. The complexity sometimes involves computer algorithms. The decision model has got the following steps: identifying objectives and the timelines, collecting the required data, and developing one or more demand forecasts. Executing the IRP involves identifying the resources available, setting national economic and social targets, and setting environmental constraints. Again, the outcome of this will be skewed depending on the political ideology of who is in power. This table basically summarizes the whole process, but it's only a brief summary. This is the end of a 5-part series of season 1. The next season will look at emerging tools such as system thinking, system dynamics, life cycle thinking, design thinking in the governance of energy and management of energy efficiency. Thank you.